What's going on today, guys? Eddie from Eddie Studios here, and I'm here today because I am a beginner when it comes to gimbals. And I got my first gimbal about a month and a half ago, and I enjoy it a lot. And that gimbal is the FeiyuTech G6Max. I went for the G6Max because my price point was, pretty low. So I had kind of up to like $300 to spend, and I started looking around, and the reviews I saw seemed to say that like for around $200 the FeiyuTech G6Max was the way to go. And sure, the people all doing reviews out there are all pretty professional and have messed with a ton of gimbals in the past, but I'm coming at it with a standpoint of a beginner that's never had a gimbal before. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what was easy for me with it, what I enjoy about it, some of the problems I've had with it that I think aren't just user error, and go from there. So let me dive right into it. So the FeiyuTech G6Max comes, it's pretty small. Man, like I was super psyched at how the size of it, because I could pretty much put it in my small camera bag or my backpack and take it with me. It does come with a carrying case, and the carrying case is pretty nice. Let me show you the carrying case real quick. It has a spot for everything to fit in it. What I don't like about the carrying case is it only fits in a specific position. If you have your camera balanced on it, on all your axes, you're going to wind up messing it up when you put it away in the carrying case. So I've been not carrying it in there, so I don't have to really tool with those axes very much. Axes? Is it axes plural? I believe it is. The gimbal itself has a really nice feel about it. It fits perfectly in the palm of my hand, and I don't have very large hands. It's got a great small screen, but it's got an intuitive interaction. You can pretty much set anything on the gimbal itself without using the app, although a lot of the YouTubers out there that I've seen their review videos basically say you want to set some stuff in the app, like the motor strength and all that. I find that it's actually really easy to do on here, and in a bit I'll balance my phone on it, and then I'll show you the functions of it. But it's pretty easy to do. Some people would just like to sign into apps and do it that way, and it makes sense because you got a bigger screen and it'll do all that stuff. It's got the focus wheel here, which I say is a focus wheel. It only communicates with certain cameras for that, and it's listed on their site, or on the review, or on the Amazon page if you're looking at it on Amazon, which I'll link one below on Amazon. It comes with the different locks on it so that you can lock all of your axes in place. I have found an issue, and I think I'm going to be able to solve it. I'm going to show you, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I'm going to try to solve it by tightening these screws. This one specifically keeps coming undone, especially if you have a camera on it and you try to kick it locked. It will lock and it will stay, but as soon as it jiggles back and forth, it's doing it right now. So that's about a month's worth of light use. I haven't used it a ton. Anyways, I will try tightening those screws. If it fixes it, I will put something about that in the comments. I'm hoping that's the fix. But it's become loose over the last whatever month that I've had it. That being said, it's nice. It is compact. It comes with the tripod, which makes balancing pretty easy on it. Like I said, beginner. I was able to balance this pretty well. I just watched FeiyuTech's video and kind of how to do it and followed the instructions, and it's relatively self-explanatory once you understand what you're doing with it. So when you're getting ready to balance it, you're going to lock it in like your ready position. So use the axis locks and you catch it right there. And that one's locked there. And then use this axis lock and you hit the lock again, and it's like that. You're going to mount your camera on there, and then you'll first balance this axis, and then you'll balance this axis, and then lastly you'll balance this axis. Axes. Axes. Either way, if you wind up purchasing one, I do recommend watching FeiyuTech's video on how to balance it. Really easy. Do not forget this. Do not power this on. One, don't power it on without anything on it because it'll just flip around and buzz and stuff. But do not power down without unlocking all your axis locks. You'll burn a motor out. So next I'm going to balance my phone on it so that I can show you guys some of the functions of the screen here. And fully power on, it's facing this way. So it's going to be facing so that I'm recording forward. So if I'm holding it, it's going to record forward like this. It has where you can triple click the trigger and make it go into selfie. So if you're going to be doing vlogging or anything like that, but also want to show some of your surroundings, you can do triple click. It's going to flip around and show you. Also, this microphone is pretty awesome. It has a top mount for like a camera, and then it also has where it comes off and it mounts right onto the side of your phone. Pretty cool. I'll do a link to this microphone in the description as well. It's an awesome microphone. All right, so your screen is going to have 6 icons on it when you turn it on. You're going to have your Bluetooth up top left. Then you going across the top, you have Wi-Fi, power, or battery life, camera on the bottom left, and the middle one is going to be for the function of this knob, turning it on or off. And then this HF here on the end is actually going to be the mode that you're in. So HF's going to follow your pan. If you hit it once while you're in HF, it's going to go into lock mode where it's going to stay fixed location on a fixed position. If you double tap it, or if you hit it single again, it'll go back to HF. Otherwise, double tapping it will go to the next mode. So this is going to just be like a follow mode. And then your last mode is going to be 3 hits for all follow. All follow would be what you would want to do if you're going to do like an inception shot or something like that. So you would kick it up and then do your inception shot style like that. Otherwise, there is actually an inception mode you can manually kick on here. As well, like, so functions that are functionable on the app and easy to access on the app, you can access from here by hitting your power. And then your first one up top is going to be inception. And to select any of these, you go right. And so now you have your options of what you want to do in inception mode. And I'm not sure if you're able to see this or if you're getting a reflection off of it. So right now it says turn right. So it would do an inception to the right. So that works that way. I'm going to back out of here. So I'm going to hit left and it's going to kick it out. You have portrait mode, time lapse. Let's go down. There's nothing else. I'm going to hit power again. Tapping power again is going to go to my motor setup. That's where you will set your motor for whatever strength. Because you just hit over, and then you got your tilt motor, you can set that strength. If you scan down, you got your pan motor, you got your roll motor. And then on the bottom is adaption. Adaption's going to try to adapt to the weight that it's feeling on there. And it seemed to be pretty successful when I used it. So let me back out of here by hitting left. Oh, no, I don't want to hit left. I want to hit power again. So power will get me out here. So knob setup is the sensitivity of this knob. So some people like it to roll fast, and depending on your movement and how fast you're going to do your movement, you'll want to mess with that. So you're going to, if I turn it up, it's going to move a lot for a little movement. If I turn it down, it's going to move very little with a lot of movement. It's going to take me a lot more time to get it to rotate. So that's something you'll want to mess with also. Again, the settings are all in the app, and a lot of people doing reviews on these are asking about to use the app. You don't always have your phone with you, and you need to be able to do these things. So learn the settings on here, and it's a little tricky if you don't read about it. I actually just played with it to find out all these things. So I'm going to go back. I got my knob to the sensitivity I like, and then you've got your cam setup, which is if you're attaching to a camera through the I'll turn it around, through here, so that you have remote control of the camera. I use a Panasonic G7 on mine, and it does not have the functions to do most of the camera stuff with it. It will connect to the camera through a couple of tricks. So you can locate the G7 through the G85, the Panasonic G85, and then still pair with your camera, but it's kind of functionless. So it doesn't make any sense. So for my Panasonic camera, I would like to get a mount, monitor mount for it, and then put my Panasonic camera on it and use the Panasonic app to connect with my camera so I can see the camera on my Panasonic app and do all those controls that way, and then just control the gimbal through the gimbal controls. And I think that's going to cover everything I need out of a gimbal. I don't have any more negatives other than the fact that that lock is loose. It's my only negative I have about it, really. It does pretty much everything I need it to do. I'm excited to see if they do any extra firmwares that kind of make it adapt to my camera and maybe other cameras. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on with these. But for the price, for $200, I don't see you getting a better gimbal out there that can handle most mirrorless cameras. Even mine with a Cine lens on it was able to handle it pretty decent with limited mobility. That being said, I'm going to kick over and show you some footage I took in the woods And I hope that I gave you guys enough information to be able to decide if you want one of these FeiyuTech G6Max gimbals for your beginner or even advanced needs. I believe that most professional filmmakers could still use one of these if they're using the right size camera for it. And I think it does everything that other gimbals probably do on a smaller scale. With a heck of a payload capacity, it handles what I need it to handle for the size, and it will fit right in your bag. So if you like this video and you want to see more like it and watch me grow as a filmmaker and videographer, like and subscribe, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the extra content that I have coming out all the time. So like and subscribe here, head over to my Instagram, check me out there, doing stuff daily on there, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy this little bit of test roll that I did in the woods the other day.